up, Trekkies? Hi, so yeah, since Agents of Yesterday's already pretty much come out, the servers have been up and down. I've actually been able to do some things because I've actually turned my graphics all the way down. Like, like I am at the bottom of everything. I have to like step into the next section of hallway in ground maps to load it. If you think your graphics suck, just so that I don't fill up my video RAM, and this is starting to be like, anyways, so yeah, gonna be a little bit funky today. I have nothing to read because there's like, I mean, I've already went over stats. I could go over the Zyphia stats, but that's been like 2 weeks now. Did I already go over it? I can't remember. It's just basically gonna be me talking. Because one of my impressions of the Vorgon Escort, that thing turns real fast. I stuck a quantum torpedo in the back, or the crenum torpedo in the back, and then I put the quantum phase torpedo, the one that explodes and damages shields, as well as 3 dual heavy cannons. I think it was the chronometric dual heavy cannon, the Polaron dual heavy cannon, and because I got the special Defiant out of a free pack one time, I got the quad phaser, dual phaser cannon anyways. So I put those on there, and then I put the 2 Omni beams in the back so they could always have something facing front except for the quantum torpedo. But it turns fast. I don't really have a tactical officer set up for it. The best I have a tactical officer set up for is if I have a lieutenant commander tactical officer on that I use on my Vesta or other science vessels. When it comes down to a commander, I'm just like that. It's like cannon scatter volley 3, 2, that I don't use it. I mainly use rapid fire. The Eternal class, since I wasn't able to get that one until last Wednesday, so this is the 12th, so I've had it for 6 days. I've completely leveled it up and I've put its starship trait into my thing. What do I think of that starship trait? I mean, it's really cool. Particle feedback loop. It's pretty much, I use a shit ton of exotic damage ability, and I had just a lot of it, a lot of armor penetration happening. I don't know if this is the fact that I happen to have found some weird combination. Like only like in the last like 2 hours did I actually switch 2 of my abilities over to temporal operative abilities. I've been still using the same thing I used on the Anoraks and all my previous science vessels because I didn't have any other. So like even before, when I was going through like the Borg things and the Tholian things, and I understand that the little things in the middle, the little, you can go attack like the Mirror Universe or the Borg or the Gorn or the Orions, all that stuff, the Deep Space Encounters, those are like easy sometimes. It depends on who opens it up. So if like there's like a low-level person that went inside that one, you're gonna be fighting low-level things. And even though you scale down or they scale up, it's very, I don't tendally take those. But like in the Borg ones where it's like Super Borg, it's that next level up one. I was in, it was known as Zeta Andromedae. It was way over, like Deep Space Nine is here and the 2 sector blocks over there is where it happens, and also in the Breen sector. Yeah. I was in there by myself because everyone was around in the newbie area or in the new missions. So I literally flew up to a tactical cube by myself and just annihilated it. I was like, this thing is significantly more powerful than the Anoraks. And the Anoraks had like the Carnoton Lance and, the other temporal consoles. They come from like the Wells. I don't have the one for the Mobius, but it was just crazy. I mean, I'm looking to the side because it's hard to, I don't understand. And I do understand that I have that molecular deconstruction ability, and I've been trying to figure out which one I want to do. Because if I sit on offense too much to get more power to the deconstructing beam, I don't have enough hull healing. But if I sit on defensive, it'll hull heal when I put that dot on, but I lose turn rate, which is not a big deal. So I usually sit on the support, the Ox one. I don't do a lot of damage, but my exotic damage abilities, which I shit ton of, do 20% more damage, but I only lose 16% weapon, so that's a good trade-off there. But the problem is the beam only disables. It doesn't actually do a lot of damage, so I'm like, wah! So I'm still having complications with that one. Plus, shit doesn't stay alive long enough. Maybe it's because I went and I'm just like stupid rich and I was looking for and I bought the new, like when I got the fighters, the Epoch, the fighters that came with it that also go on the Kronos Dreadnought. Yeah, I went to the Starbase and bought the elite versions. Those guys, like, it's just crazy. So apparently, since the whole idea with Temporal Operative and, lost my mind here, with the entropy points, I do not get the benefit of entropy from my fighters. So even though they have channeled destruction, they don't build up entropy for them. Because I watched as they channeled, as like two of them channeled it on there at the same time and I didn't see the entropy points count up, which is below its health, and there's like little beep, 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 beep. There's like little blue dots that show up beneath it. It's pretty obvious. The problem is nothing lives long enough for me to build up entropy, because I recently just put on an entropy builder and a consumer, just channel destruction, and then the one that has like a shield with lightning bolts on it. I already forgot what it is. But I can still, but I turn on my main science guy that has like Gravity Well 3. So I kind of, I decked him out with as many of those so I can like dink around with it. But so, like I said, I'm still working with them. And that Eternal class, I thought it was going to be a lot like a Vesta, and it probably is very similar to a Vesta. The problem is I am destroying things. I can't. It's like, I go up to tactical cubes, which are the tactical cubes in like the super version, where they're like 2 levels higher than me. And I go up and I'm just like, even now with the Temporal Operative, I do channel destruction on it, wait for that thing to stop channeling destruction, get all of my, I don't even fire weapons on it. And then I do causal anchor where the thing comes moving in, which I kind of like. The problem is it moves really slowly and dies before they get to the center. Shit dies too fast. I can't move very effectively in the game because my WASD is a little screwed up, so I dicked down my difficulty on solo missions, so I'm just like slaughtering them. But even in like PvE queues and stuff where I have other players, it should be more difficult. And I did the Battle of Procyon 5 queue, and I'm just like, what? I don't, it seemed relatively easy. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that I was on, like I said, the support thing. I got 20% more damage. I've got almost 200 exotic particle generator skill. I think I got like 192 or something like that. And it just like, so I drop a gravity well something on a group of enemies and I start doing causal anchor as they start moving together and like just getting shredded. And then I just, you know, destabilizing resonance beam. And I'm shredding things inside a gravity well. And on top of that, you know, I've got the chronometric focus, whatever. It's a little thing that looks like that. I don't know if you guys use that set, but it's it does like plus 33% exotic damage, plus 30% weapon power, whatever it does. So I use that, and plus my science ability of like 50% crit chance, and I'm like, hi. I guess it's almost not fun. Almost not fun because this ship slaughters. Just obliterates things. And I'll have to see once I get, you know, much more use of my finger, how this will work in like an advanced or even an elite solo setting. Or get a better video card that can handle some. Anyways, so I've done all the missions, the new ones, the couple level 30 ones that they added in, and then the new ones to future proof. And I did Ragnarok, all that stuff. So there's gonna be spoilers if you haven't done them. It's like all of them. I honestly was like thinking that the operative, when the envoy popped out of his little white thing, because I remember watching in Enterprise that he was always in the white area and there was like a shadow, you couldn't see who he was. He like stepped out on Galorndon Core. And I was like, he looks familiar. And then he got then like Daniels shifted to look worse. And I'm like, did Daniels go crazy and turn into the envoy? And then as I'm going through these missions, I was like, is Daniels like acting crazy? Is he super crazy? But he's still got a level of sanity. He's actually going to the other side and playing the entire temporal Cold War against itself. And that the other temporal agents know that he is doing this, that he's an inside agent. No, it wound up being Noi. I thought this was gonna be a really cool, like backwards, nope, it's Noi. Of course it's Noi. I do like the fact that the Battle of Procyon 5 is forever happening. You can't win it because every time the timeline shifts, Like, cause I did the actual queue. Every time the timeline shifts, they add new enemies in. You can finish it and win, like you do at the end of Ragnarok. But the thing is, at the end of Ragnarok, you're dealing with like the ultimate version, and then in the Battle of Procyon 5, you're like dealing with the increased buildup. Like first, it's only Cyrodiil ships, and then they bring in the Krenim, and then they bring in the Nakul, and then so you have like 3 waves of the same damn thing. So that one's pretty cool. I can't move effectively with my ships because I don't have the ability to like shift 1, because that's usually pinky and ring finger, and I don't have the ability to like A and slow down with Q because ring finger. It's really crazy. Like my middle finger, when I broke it 2 years ago, I was actually able to do that just fine. I was able to keep up. But for some reason, the ring finger screwed me up a lot. But yeah, that's that. I haven't actually made a new character. I was gonna wait for the servers to stabilize. I might this week. A really busy week coming. But if I need to rest on like Thursday for leg day, for after a moderate leg day, I will. I will chat with you guys next week. Please comment below. What do you think of this expansion? It's been going for pretty much almost a week now. If you haven't done anything with it and you want me to answer any questions that I haven't already answered, go ahead. If you like this, you know, subscribe. The button's downstairs. If you only want Star Trek stuff, only try to tune in like Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings. I do other vlogs on the channel. Tuesdays is always about Star Trek Online. It used to be about all Star Trek, but I noticed that the views were higher for Star Trek Online than regular Star Trek, so I'll catch you guys later. Again, questions below, comments about it. I don't care if you want to give me spoilers about the intro thing with the temporal operatives in the 23rd century. I will listen to spoilers to no end because I will still play it. You know, I will read a book and then I will watch the movie, sort of thing. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.